amazing creature, Spider-Man. You and I are not so different.
I'm not like you. You're a murderer.
Well, to each his own. I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while, the people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
Alright, so today, this video is going to be about the world not being a nice place. Now, like you seen me start the video, that's the clip of Spider-Man. I ain't gonna lie, that's probably my top 5 favorite movie. I know people like, I know everybody fuck with it now, but I remember there's a point in time people didn't like superhero movies, so that was always like one of my favorite movies. So Spider-Man was always my favorite superhero. So, but in that scene is Green Goblin talking to Spider-Man, you know, just trying to recruit him on his side, you know. Just like newly Spider-Man, you know, he crime fighting in New York, and he, you know, and I think that it's a good symbolic representation of like how life is, and then let's say like the newcomers to not newcomers, but you know, people that's coming to age and really trying to really live their own life. But it's like the reality. It's like Green Goblin was like trying to red pill Spider-Man in a way, and I hate to use that term, but I mean that's really what it is. Like he was trying to tell him the truth about people. And to a certain extent, he was right, but at the same time, he was wrong. But all in all, like I said, it speaks about fighting your own, like trying to find your own path and really living by it. I think that with that scene, of course, I'm going to go deeper, but with that scene, it proves, like I said, two people's perspective can be right. Like, think about the world. Like, the world is not a nice place. So you can't view it with a nice lens all the time. You can't just, I think for one, like I said, the world is however you deem it is. Like, people that think the world is bad, you of course gonna see a lot of more negative things going on. Like, and even when something positive come on, like I said, your mind is not gonna be, your mind is not trained enough to be like, to be able to pick it up and be aware of it. So like I said, it's gonna go right over your head. So like I said, I think that deals with a lot of your perception of how you see the world. Like, I don't see the world as nothing. Like I said, I'm very neutral of a person, period. I've been like that since I've been a kid. I've just been like, never been happy, never been sad. Upset is like, I was always just very stoic naturally. Like I said, very nonchalant. I never really cared. But as I got older and started to gain more awareness of my own emotions and things like that, that's when things started to shift and my perspective started to change a lot. Like I said, I've grown a lot in terms of understanding myself and understanding my own perspective and understanding my own feelings about the world. I believe, like I said, I got a personal goal to just be more balanced of an individual. I know people try to be like, oh man, men shouldn't be feeling anything. Like I said, they say I feel in front of anything, that's a bad look. But I mean, to a certain extent, I think that to really move forward with your life, you gotta learn you gotta start to really understand how you feel about a lot of things, and you really gotta understand yourself on a deeper level. You can't do that without understanding how you feel. So that's a whole little segue thing, but going back to the main point of the whole video was, like I said, the world is not a nice place, so you gotta stop playing it nice. You can't play nice with life. You gotta learn how to be more aggressive. You gotta learn how to apply pressure with life. Is that to really excel with life and your own standard, like doing your own thing, you really got to become like forceful with it. Like you literally got to be like Moses and like part the Red Sea. Like the Red Sea is like this forceful, it's like a force in nature that's always, you know, pushing and pulling you to do things with your life. Like it's always pushing you towards events. It's always pushing you towards like consequences of your past actions, and it's gonna have to come a certain point in time in your own mind, in your own life, where you gotta be like Thanos. It's like, you know, when at the end of Avengers, when, you know, he took the Infinity Gauntlet and said, shit, I'm gonna do this shit myself. And it's like, you gotta learn how to really take control of your own life. Now, one thing that also with that little video at the beginning was about, of course, Spider-Man, like, is he a superhero? He's trying to save people. That's part of the job. But it's like, to a certain extent, he was people pleasing, right? He was just trying to please the people of New York, and that's what Green Goblin was saying. Like, you're never gonna please these people, and let's say even when you do please them and do your best to please them, like I said, there's gonna be still people that hate you, and there's gonna be a lot of people that hate you, and they're gonna want prey on your downfall. No, I'm not saying, like I said, I got people preying on my downfall, because I don't know if I do, if I'm being honest. And realistically, a lot of people, I know a lot of people want to act like they got ops, or like people that just don't like them, but some people, like I said, just terrible people. So, but life, people pleasing, and just life, and just dealing with negative people and wanting to approve of people is a very wasteful way of like living your life. Like I said, I had my fair share of trying to people please, and like I said, it had led me down the path of like self-hatred with yourself. It's like when you learn how much you have like turned on yourself, man, you realize how much you have not defended yourself in times where you should have. You start to grow like a great reservoir like hate within yourself towards yourself. So in a way, like I said, a lot of self-sabotage start to happen. Like I said, a lot of this is beyond your own awareness. I think that a lot of people, so I guess that's where spirituality helped me. I said another side, but like, man, that's the truth. Like I said, when I started to really become more aware of my own actions and reactions and how I thought and how I felt, I realized that I garnered a lot of self-hate through my people pleasing. I was always trying to make sure everybody else was good, and through my own. And when I did that, it was like I was just, let's say it was like a love and a hate chart. I was just putting more tallies on my hate chart towards myself. And of course I had to deal with it. And I think that's one thing that you got to also have awareness with too, is that in many ways, you know, sometimes people be doing things, you can tell it's like a cry for help. It's like when you people please, I think eventually you blow up, right? And then that blow up is your cry for help. And of course it's not something that you're aware of, and it's not something that you even do on purpose. It's something that like your shadow self does. And of course, like I said, all this is it's in a way, it's not mental masturbation, but it's very, your mind and your body and your soul is very complex, and it's like it has a lot of layers to it. And of course it's not really possible to really be able to comprehend and really understand all facets of it. But I think that to a level, you should be able to understand your base self. Like I said, my base self, and I think that just really incorporates your shadow self as well, of course. So, yeah. From what I noticed, like I said, of course, like I said, I'm young. I still got a lot of life to live, and I'm glad. And I'm very appreciative and blessed that I was able to pick up on it very quickly. Like, that I got a lot of people pleasing in my ways, or I had a lot of people pleasing in my ways, and it allowed for me to really, it's like skipping levels in a video game. I think that a lot of people don't ever really understand that until like they late, you know, they adult years. And that's what a lot of my teachers even tell me, like, Kevin, I'm glad that you working on this as a 20-year-old versus as a 40-year-old or 35-year-old. This is where, it's where you have an established life, where you have a lot of, responsibilities. I'm glad that you understanding it now. And like I said, I'm blessed that I'm able, and I'm fortunate enough for that. But yeah, it's just very heartbreaking to see that a lot of people, they die in people-pleasing ways. They die full of hatred in their heart. They die full of regret and sorrow inside their heart. And I can't imagine me doing that. And I'm blessed. But back to the main point about excelling. Like, excelling or really trying to make your own path requires you to be, like, forceful in terms of, like, your will. Like, I think that a lot of people be trying to be like, I don't chase, I attract. And I mean, I get it. But a lot of that, you can't get to those places without exerting your will to like its maximum effort, right? I can be like, like people be trying to like attract $1 million, and I get the purpose of it, but like some people don't want to do anything, but for some reason they still want $1 million. Like they want it all with no effort, and it's like I don't get how people just have this type of mindset. It's not, and I mean I get it, it's the internet, but like I just think it's very, I don't know, it's very misleading, and it's very like it's buzzwords. Like people just like saying I attract things. I don't chase it. And it's like it sound cool, and it sound cool, but it's like people don't put in any work, and like I said, it's just very misleading. So, but also one last thing from the Spider-Man video, he was like, now if you actually watch the movie, you actually know this happens. Now in the movie, two things happen. Spider-Man was proved right, that it was the right thing to do, because even though, like I said, some people gonna be negative about you, some people always gonna support you as well. So I'm about to say that doesn't mean you should change your path. All it means is that whatever path you take, whatever path you choose, just know what comes with it, the consequence that may come with it. Like I said, the hardship that may come with it, and take it on head on, and take it on, like a champ. Like I said, if it happened, it happened. Like I said, and don't feel no ways about it. Now, of course, what happened in the next movie, that's something else. But I mean, like I said, that's just the deal where you have to become strong mentally, emotionally, and just physically to be able to handle like the pain. I think that a lot of people, they speak about it in the videos, but they speak about like how when you start to become more successful, it's not like that it becomes easier. You just become stronger, and you're able to take the hardships that come with it. I think initially when you start to really, when you're trying to forge a path, it's hard, right? It's hard because you never did it before, but after you do it a couple times, like how millionaires speak about making their first million. The first million is easy, but like the second one and third one is very easy because, well, the first million is hard, but the next couple millions are easy because the first one is the hard one. You don't know how to do it. You retraining your brain, retraining your body, retraining everything to try to change yourself into this new person that's able to make millions. So I think that's why, I mean, they millionaires, and people explain why it's easier to make, make millions of dollars after they make their first initial hard one. So that's one thing. But yeah, with that one scene of the Spider-Man, like I said, the New York is helping him fight Green Goblin. It's like, damn, like, it really comes to show you that support, for one, does go a long way, but also, like I said, support is always gonna be there. Of course, you're gonna get some people that don't like you, but support is always gonna be there for you. But also, like the last scene in the movie, which shows like why you can't play nice with life, is that being naive and being nice, like I said, it's very foolish. And if you don't stay applying pressure to it, it's gonna take advantage of you. And like I said, and at the end of the movie, when Green Goblin started to play on Peter emotion and stuff like that, he almost got killed and he almost lost his life. And I think a lot of people may have missed that, and I think it's a good personification of it. So yeah, if y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Thank you.